and I'm going to share a few stories, but mostly from personal learnings and personal reflections, and hope that it'll relate to you. This is a couple of weeks ago. I woke up on a Saturday morning, and there was no internet working on a Saturday morning. I have a teenage son. You can imagine what happens when you have no internet on a weekend. As you know, Maslow's hierarchies have been redefined. At the bottom of the pyramid is no longer the physiological needs. What is perhaps the new Maslow's hierarchy? What is there at the bottom of the pyramid now? Yeah, but there is Wi-Fi, but even before that there is actually battery. But assuming you have battery but there is no Wi-Fi, you can imagine this is cause for concern. So before my son woke up, which is normally later than I do, I called up the service provider and saying, hey, the internet isn't working. He said, okay, sir. They took down the request. And I'm now used to them calling me in about 45 minutes saying, internet has been sorted, are you okay? So that was my expectation. Nothing happened. I waited an hour, nothing happened. This time my son woke up. And he came looking for me. The first thing and perhaps many of you may be doing the same thing, the first thing you do when you wake up is look at your phone. Perhaps you've had many missed calls in the night, many messages that were very important that were delivered in the night, but perhaps the world may have changed in the night, but nonetheless, he woke up and unfortunately the Wi-Fi wasn't working. And he comes up to me and he gives me the look which tells me as if I am the reason why Wi-Fi isn't working. And he asks me, what the hell, essentially, in the most polite way he can. And I'm like, no, don't worry, I've already complained. Hopefully it'll be taken and attended to. And he's like, okay, what the hell? Walks away. And by this now, the service provider hasn't called. So I'm like, something must be really wrong. And I call them up and then I say, what's happened? I had an expectation. I didn't tell them, but that you'll be able to get this fixed. He says, sorry, sir, apparently there is a part which needs fixing at our end. We think it'll only get done by tomorrow. So now I had an expectation it'll get done in 1 hour. Wasn't going to get done. As he said, an expectation it'll get done tomorrow. I said, okay, we'll have to deal with it. So we found a way to deal with that day. I was trying to avoid as much eye contact with my son as I possibly could. Trying not to be in the same room as he was, because what if this topic came up again? What will I do with it since I don't have a good answer for it? But anyway, to my surprise, what happened in the evening at 5 o'clock, we got a message that the service has been restored. And we quickly checked the service had been restored. And I was happy. I was happy at a problem which was solved. And therefore, the surprise happened. And therefore, my formula for happiness is nothing but surprise minus expectations. In the morning, I had an expectation. In the morning, I had an expectation that it will be done in the 45 minutes. It wasn't done, and therefore I was disappointed. Then a new expectation was said it will be done the next day. It wasn't a happy expectation, but I said, okay, that's all right. But it was done in the evening sooner, and therefore I was happy again. That's therefore for me happiness, it is a state of mind, absolutely. But it is also about having more pleasant surprises and fewer expectations that don't get fulfilled. Therefore,